Topping today's news, Prime Minister Davis weighs in on the electricity woes. The Prime Minister also asks for his thoughts on the murder rate, up 13% so far this year, possible industrial unrest brewing at Bahamas Air, and University of Bahamas students getting the opportunity to dive deeper into artificial intelligence. Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Jcn Saunders. This is your JCN Evening News. It's a pleasure to have you join us. Asked what he would say to residents and business owners that have suffered frequent vexing power outages during the past week due to failing generators amidst a vast increase in electricity demand because of soaring temperatures, Prime Minister Philip Davis in turn asked the public to bear with the government and Bahamas Power and Light just a little longer as relief is on the way.
Well, I'd say to them, we just need to be patient. Within the next 2 weeks or so, we have been working assiduously over the last year, 2 years and a half, to find a solution to the aging infrastructure of BPL, and we should have a solution that we'll be announcing within the next 2 weeks or so, that no doubt will bring what every Bahamian wants at the end of the day: affordable electricity, reliable electricity, and of course sustainable electricity.
Meanwhile, there continues to be load shedding on New Providence even today. In April, the Minister of Transport and Energy, Jobeth Kobe Davis, informed that the government planned to bring on additional rental generators for BPL to help meet summer demands. JCN has learned that 2 weeks ago, 7 new multi-fuel engines for BPL arrived in the Bahamas from Finland. The new engines are expected to place BPL on a path to energy security. With Commissioner of Police Clayton Fernanda revealing Tuesday that there has been an increase in murders, up by 13% so far this year compared to 2023. The nation's leader, Prime Minister Philip Davis, was asked Wednesday evening while at an event at the University of the Bahamas for his thoughts on the rise in murders.
Any incident of murder at any time, the numbers don't really matter to me as much, because any one death is distressing to me. And so the fact that it's 78% is as distressing, or even if it were 1% over, even if it's the same amount, it is still distressing. Until we reach to the point where our young men discontinue this senseless behavior, that is the only time I will not be concerned, and the only time I would be content. We have to deal with this issue, and we are dealing with it as best we can. And we continue to note that most of the killings, again, is retaliatory, and this inability to resolve conflicts without being violent or without assaulting each other is a phenomenon that we need to address, and we'll continue to address it.
Prime Minister Davis expressed confidence in his administration's recently released 5-point crime plan. He expects to see even greater results going forward.
Earlier, this is working because we see the trends that is going down. Murder is still up, and we think that by the end, the whole plan will take teeth as soon as persons feel the brunt of the efforts of our police force.
Again, the 5-pillar crime plan includes prevention of crime, detection of crimes, everything to do with prosecuting criminals. The 4th pillar is punishment, and the 5th pillar involves rehabilitation. Police Commissioner Clayton Fernanda is responding to criticisms regarding the disappearance of teenager Devin Isaacs. 16-year-old Isaacs was last seen by his mother around 10 p.m. last week Wednesday, and critiques arose when a Marco alert went out on Sunday, 5 days after his disappearance. Critics on social media outlets demanded to know why the alert came so late. The Commissioner of Police stated earlier this week that police have been actively involved in the search from day one.
But I'm disappointed with that, because officers on top of that investigation. The Marco alert, as you are aware, is for young children. This individual is 16 years, but we still used our initiative and said we will send it out because that is a missing person, that still is a child. And we had our missing person flyer that was out. And I made the decision yesterday evening to send it out through Marco's Alert, and we did just that. And we are following some leads as to where this individual may be, and hopefully between now and the end of the day, we will find him safe and sound.
Despite the commissioner's hopes, Devon's whereabouts are still not clear. He told reporters that reports from the family about the police taking interest in the case too late were not true.
Officers was on board with that from day one. They even went as far as getting footage, checking the area, as mentioned, do some door-to-door and trying to reach out to individuals, some of his friends. And we are still on top of that, but we get the facts, and the bottom line is we are trying to ensure that we find this young child and ensure that he is safe. Investigations
are ongoing into this matter. On Wednesday, the Airport Airline Allied Workers Union, AAWU, led by President Jewel Fountain, said they have a number of pressing concerns and, if not addressed, could lead to industrial action. Apparently, plans to transfer ramp services agents from Bahamas Air to Nassau Flight Services, NFS, beginning July 1st, is being rejected by the union. President Fountain says such a move would result in up to 50 union members losing benefits and other privileges. She says the union will not allow this to happen and will take their concerns first to Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper, who has responsibility for Bahamas Air, and then to Prime Minister Philip Davis if need be. Well, today, the Ministry of Tourism, Investments and Aviation released a statement noting that it is aware of the concerns expressed by the union and say they outright refute the claims that the union was not consulted or that anyone will lose benefits. Additionally, the statement said the government has not violated the Industrial Relations Act nor the agreement with the union. The ministry explained the government has proposed to transfer 48 Bahamas Air ground handling service workers to Nassau Flight Services to allow Bahamas Air to better concentrate on its core business of operation, and that is operating an airline. And finally, in this segment, during the month of April, 20 students from the University of the Bahamas were integrated into a King Abdullah University Artificial Intelligence course. And on Wednesday evening, the University of the Bahamas held a graduation ceremony for the students that completed the course. Both guest speakers, Prime Minister Philip Davis and Ambassador-at-Large Rick Fox, expressed how proud they are of the students. Prime Minister Davis says he is happy to see that as the world is advancing, so is the University of the Bahamas.
The impact of this global transition is so broad that embracing these changes as opportunities requires the integration of climate resilience and digital innovation into every aspect of our national development models. That is why I'm so proud of what we have accomplished here today. We have opened the eyes of these young Bahamian scholars to the vast world of digital transformation through AI and machine learning.
Ambassador Fox expressed the importance of the students bringing their knowledge and skills back home to the Bahamas.
As you move forward, I have a favor to ask of you. Remember the importance of bringing your learnings back home. Please. The Bahamas needs your expertise, your creativity, and your passion. Just as I went abroad to chase my dreams on the basketball courts of the NBA and brought back the best of what I know and learned, I urge you to do the same.
5 out of those graduating students were awarded a scholarship for their hard work and dedication to continue their studies in artificial intelligence in Saudi Arabia for a 4-week program. We'll take a break here. We'll be right back after these commercials.